Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. And as promised, I'm here with a new presentation. Before I even welcome you on board, let me ask you a very simple question. Think of an insect or any kind of creature which sends creeps, all over your body and mind. If a similar question is asked of me, I'd say cockroach. That's something I really, really detest right from my childhood days. For some people, it could be a spider. For the others, it could be a lizard. Uh, Crocodiles and alligators also are not very pleasant creatures. But today I'm going to discuss another creature which is creepy, slimy, and I'm sure you would have guessed by now, and that is a snake. Yes, that's the topic of our discussion today. So, welcome all of you today on this critical analysis of D.H. Lawrence's poem, Snake. So, why wait any further? Let's get on to our task for today. So, here is the presentation for you. Welcome back to my channel, Eloquent English Enterprise. Thank you so much for all the views which I have been receiving in the past few days. And I'm very much aware that if I succeed in my venture, it's all because of you all. You watch and I make. And thank you for a few messages to make videos on their topics. I'll do that very soon. So let's start off with this today. So today we are going to do the critical analysis of Snake, a poem by D.H. Lawrence. I'll go through very quickly. The introduction. D.H. Lawrence's Snake is a powerful and evocative poem which captures a moment of intense psychological and emotional conflict. A snake is not a creature that most of us would relate with. In fact, the sight of a snake is good enough to send you running down the lane. Okay? But we have never ever tried to spare a thought that they also are living creatures. They also have their inhibitions. They also have their fears of human beings, especially. And of course, a few predatory birds. So, here in this poem, the poet explores the complex relationship between humanity and nature. And we see that he delves into themes of instinct, societal conditioning, and the struggle between fear and admiration. I have myself seen a very, very beautiful emerald green snake long back, 30 years ago, in a remote place called Panagarh in West Bengal. Beautiful it was, and I was actually awestruck, and for a moment I could not move. It was so beautiful, and I've never ever seen a snake of that nature again. So, they are fearful, no doubt, undoubtedly, but we need to admire the natural beauty that even a snake happens to emanate. This poem is set against the backdrop of a very hot Sicilian day. And here the speaker encounters a snake at his water trough. Okay, the snake is thirsty, it has come to drink water. Now, the poem's narrative and structure, let's discuss. The poem unfolds as a narrative of a chance encounter. It was not something planned, it just happened by chance. The speaker, a man who's trying to fetch water, he observes a snake that has come to drink water from a trough. The narrative is linear and it follows the speaker's shifting thoughts and feelings as he observes the snake. Sometimes, when we see a particular thing, we have contrasting emotions and thoughts that come to our mind. The structure of the poem is free verse and it reflects the spontaneity and the fluidity of the speaker's internal monologue. He's not talking to anyone, he's speaking to himself. So there are no rigid stanzas or rhyme schemes, it is free verse. Now, there are approximately three themes that I'm going to discuss today. The first one is humanity and nature. The poem explores a complex and often conflicted relationship between humans and the natural world. I have stressed a point earlier also that we human beings are very, very cruel to other creatures. And here also we see a little hint of a similar nature. The speaker's initial admiration and fascination with the snake are challenged by societal conditioning and ingrained fears. We are by nature scared of snakes. And what we do is the moment we sight one, we try to scare it away, or if possible, we try to kill it. Because the society has conditioned us in this way. We are afraid of snakes. But here, the snake is a symbol of primal nature. It confronts the speaker with his own internal conflict between instinct and reason. The snake is equally scared of the human being, and because he's thirsty, he tries to have a bit of water from the trough. The second theme is that of civilization versus instinct. The speaker's internal struggle represents the tension between civilized behavior and primal instincts. He wants the snake to drink, he wants to be civilized, but the primal instinct tells him, scare away the snake from this particular place. He feels compelled by societal norms to kill the snake, which is but natural as far as our society is concerned. And yet, he also experiences a deep sense of awe and respect for its natural beauty and grace, the way it slithers. It's something which we need to admire. It's beautiful if we actually observe it, the way it waves its way. The voices of my education clash with a deeper and more instinctive response. He's trying to be civilized, but his instinct gets the better of him. The third theme is regret and missed opportunity. So let's discuss this as well. The speaker's eventual act of throwing a log at the departing snake is followed by immediate regret. Why? Because had he let the snake stay on, he could have observed him more closely. He could have observed his behavior a little more in detail. So the moment he scares the snake away, he feels regret almost immediately. He feels he has betrayed a moment of profound connection with nature. And he's absolutely right. He laments, the poet, in the garb of this human being. He laments his pettiness and vulgarity, recognizing the lost opportunity for a deeper understanding. The first regret is he did not let a thirsty snake drink water. And secondly, the lost opportunity to understand the nature of this particular creature. The fourth theme, symbolism of the snake. The snake holds multiple symbolic meanings. It represents primal nature and instinct. Then it evokes biblical connotations of temptation and evil. Remember Adam and Eve and the apple tree. Okay, how Satan came and he made them eat the forbidden fruit, and he came in the form of a snake. That's the magnum opus of who? John Milton. It symbolizes the power and beauty of the natural world. Nature is beautiful. We only need to have eyes to see that. It can also symbolize the unconscious and repressed desires. Now, this is a very, very deep thing and it needs to be explained in detail. We have we have some repressed desires. There are a lot of unconscious desires in our mind. So, a snake maybe stands for those, the prohibited ones. Um Social conditioning. The poem highlights the impact of societal conditioning on individual behavior. This is the fifth theme. The speaker's initial impulse to kill the snake is rooted in ingrained fears and prejudices. The societal expectation that snakes are dangerous and should be killed overpowers the speaker's own sense of wonder. So his awe, his sense of wonder gets repressed, it gets suppressed by the desire to kill the snake, which could prove to be harmful to this person. Next, we come to imagery and symbolism again in detail. So, the Sicilian landscape, for example, it creates a sense of primal and untamed nature. The day's black face and the fissure in the earth wall contribute to the atmosphere of a raw, natural world. Okay, the world is raw, and nature usually overpowers our own sensibilities. The next one is the golden brown snake. The snake's physical description with its slackness, earth brown color, and brown coloration also, it emphasizes its natural beauty and grace. So this is beautiful imagery which is captured in the poem. The water trough. The water trough symbolizes a shared space between humans and nature, a point of connection. This is the place where anybody can come to drink a few drops of water. Then the log. The log which the speaker throws at the snake to scare it away or to shoo it away, it symbolizes the violent intrusion of human fear and societal conditioning into the natural world. We have certain preconceived notions and they usually get the better of us. So the log which is thrown by the speaker, it stands for this violent intrusion. Next, we come to the writing style of D.H. Lawrence. It is characterized by his sensuous imagery. You can feel it, you can sense it, and its exploration of primal emotions. And he also uses a lot of free words. That's his style. Lawrence often focused on the individual's relationship with nature and the conflict between instinct and intellect. Your natural instinct, the natural uh, thoughts and feelings which come to you, and your uh, intellect. So it's a kind of a war between the head and heart. His writing is often deeply personal and introspective, and usually he reflects his own struggles with societal norms and his search for authentic experience. If you've read his novel, Sons and Lovers, you'd be able to better understand what this means, like his search for authentic experience and his struggle with the usual norms of the society. In Snake, he uses vivid imagery and conversational tone to create a sense of immediacy and intimacy. You can relate with him on a personal uh, platform. Social and historical context, right, of the poem. Snake was written in 1923, a period of significant social and cultural change. The aftermath of World War I had led to a questioning of traditional values and a growing interest in individual experience and the unconscious. The times have been changing, and change is the only thing which is permanent. Lawrence's work reflects this shift of beliefs, challenging Victorian morality and exploring the complexities of human psychology. We know that the Victorian era was a very, very strict one, but then being strict always really doesn't help. So things had to be a little relaxed, and that's how this little change started to come. The poem also reflects the growing interest in nature and the environment, as well as the increasing awareness of the impact of human activity on the natural world. We've started actually venturing into their vicinity. We are the ones who are sort of, getting into their way. We are trespassing. Lawrence spent a lot of time in Sicily, and the poem is a direct reflection of his experiences there. Where is Sicily? Italy. So, to conclude, we can say that Snake is a powerful and enduring poem that continues to resonate with readers even today. It explores the complex and often conflicted relationship between humanity and nature, and it also highlights the tension between instinct and reason, fear and admiration. A lot of things. There's a tension between these feelings. Through its vivid imagery and introspective tone, the poem invites readers to reflect on their own relationship with the natural world and the impact of societal conditioning on their behavior. What do they think? And ultimately, what's the result? Because they are at a war with their own feelings and what the society expects of them. So, the result is usually it's the society which weighs heavier. So, thank you, viewers, for being with me on this little short journey. I'll be back with another poem very soon because I've been, requested to make a presentation on another poem from the syllabus of class 10. And before that, there's going to be a very, very short presentation on something which touched me personally. I think I'll upload it by tomorrow. So, a very happy Tuesday. Have a wonderful day. And till we meet again, it's me signing off. Bye bye. Good night.